So you guys, like I told you, today we decided it's going to be quick fast. We are delivering this news as soon as we receive them. The news that I'm getting is that there's storm in paradise. And when I talk about storm in paradise, what I'm trying to mean is Rocio just released another bombshell. Apart from her saying that she feels like a woman because she is a mother and not the fact that she has a husband, now she stated that she feels complete having her Valentine's. And her Valentine's this time was her son. There's no problem with that. The problem is she came for Marwa Fanatics, the minions. So for the longest time, Marwa Fanatics have been told by other people and other reactors that how they approach things is not the right way. They do not listen. They first of all, they are never pragmatic, and they will never be logical. Anytime you touch Marwa, logic collapses, and especially the so-called positive reactors. Now, one of the things that has reached to the news that's here is that apparently Rocio has told off all Marwa fans, the ones who knew her courtesy of Marwa. She no longer needs to be associated with Marwa any longer. I feel as much as I don't like Marwa and as much as I don't like Rocio, I'm one of the people who is factual here. I'm not gonna be emotional when I'm delivering my side of the story. Not my side of the story per se, but my perspective on this whole issue. So, in my opinion, I will say first of all, Rocio never loved Marwa one bit. She never did appreciate, she never regarded Marwa as her husband. She never even thought of looking at Marwa in a way that they're going to have a lifelong kind of a relationship. This is the thing. When it comes to white women, Marwa tends to become a simp. Why am I saying this? First of all, the first time I experienced that, or the first time I saw that is, of course, when he was in the United States of America and paid $1,000 for a flight ticket to one of the ladies coming from Poland to the US. Sexual trafficking, the Epstein thing, kind of a thing. Now here we have our girl Marwa again with Rocio. They could have been very compatible as hangout buddies. Like, if I want to travel, Rocio is good. She's a vibe when it comes to traveling and all those things. Like, she could be a good person. If you want to hang out with a person, probably they would have hung out together with Marwa, especially by the fact that both of them love traveling. But now when it comes to a relationship where we're talking about marriage, I don't think it was meant to go anywhere. The reality is, Rocio never loved Marwa. She was in love with the lifestyle she was being provided. And then you kind of feel Rocio is one of these materialistic kind of a woman. By the way, anytime she's traveling and she sports these luxury brands like Louis Vuitton, Chanel, etc., those things warms her heart so much. And the point I want to drive in here is, for all of you guys who've been defending Rocio and saying you guys leave them with their relationship, you're just being salty because Marwa has a good wife and they have a beautiful kid. Now, what are you going to say right now? Because right now, Rocio is not only dragging Marwa under the bus, but she's sweeping even the fans. I'm not even going to post that post she posted on her IG and claimed she actually talked directly to Marwa's fans and said, just because you knew her through Marwa does not mean that you have the right to come for her. Every time she posts anything about Maisha, you're always trying to drag Marwa's name into her face. Anytime she posts music, singing, you're always trying to drag Marwa to her. She's pissed and tired about all that. And now she has told the subscribers, you can F off. She has just thrown a middle finger to Marwa's subscribers And do you think that sits right with Marwa and her fanatics? No, it doesn't. But all along, people have been talking about these things and nobody was even trying to address it. So, am I gonna sit here and feel bad for Marwa? No, I'm not gonna feel bad for him. He would have spent a lot. Imagine, Marwa spent about um, for the flight ticket from Argentina to Nyabohanse. Marwa may have spent around $150,000 catering for the transport and all other itinerary that was included in all that. Well, it was not Ayamaro's money all the same. It was money contributed through donations by you guys. You guys who are going to subscribe. No, you guys, some of you who are going to watch this and get pissed off and come on my comment section and start insulting me. Anytime I speak, only the wise, only the smart people can decode my message and understand where I'm coming from, because I'm a black person and I understand Marwa. I understand his pain. This guy does not, one of his eyes does not function. So you do not expect him not to have some self-esteem issues. What gives him confidence is having a white woman. What gives him confidence is having money, is having that luxury lifestyle. But now, when he loses that and the whole world is watching, it does not augur well with him. It doesn't. It's not something he's going to take lightly. And especially by the fact that he has really, really invested a lot of money and a lot of time and a lot of emotions in that relationship. And then the person whom he has been investing a lot of money and time, emotions, thoughts, and even thinking that he's going to have a future with, is here trashing him like nobody's business. Because Rocio, anytime she gets a chance to talk about Marwa, she never says anything positive. She's always dragging Marwa's name under the bus. And yesterday she did not only trash Marwa, but she also trashed Marwa Fanatics, the minions, those who have been coming for her. Right now, as we are speaking, Rocio is about to become a reactor. The only difference is, at least at this time as we are speaking, Rocio has already identified her niche. So even if the fanatics unsubscribe from her, it's not going to affect her. Remember, Rocio is also a very good student of this game. She has been watching Nico Buddha, she has been watching Ayamayugno. The subscribers, Marwa's subscribers threatened to unsubscribe from Nico Buddha, and they also threatened to unsubscribe from Ayamayugno. But what ended up happening? You would have thought that these two channels are going to be dead by now, but that's not the case. These channels are still doing good. And by the way, this is one of the things that is going to piss off Marwa, because he's looking at himself lately and wondering, where did my power go? Because initially, if he targeted you, if he came for you, you better be sure, initially, those earlier years, like 2 years or 3 years ago, if Marwa came for you, and probably most of the subscribers you have are borrowed subscribers from him, trust you me, your channel would be done and dusted. Right now, it's no longer the case, because all the reactors, the so-called negative reactors, have really done a very, very huge damage on Marwa's reputation. Today, Marwa does not command the respect he used to command initially. Earlier on, everybody used to look at Marwa and think, oh my god, this guy is a god. He's a type of a god somehow. Like everything he touched would turn out to be gold. Like, he comes into Dimwango's life and Dimwango was shining. He comes into David Jr.'s life and David Jr.'s life was shining. Look at what he did to Ayamayugno. Ayamayugno became a brand. He became a big thing. Look at even this young boy by the name the Daniel from Goko. He came into his life and Daniel's life was changed for good. That was Marwa that time. And even with Rocio, The one thing I cannot agree with Rocio here is discrediting Ayamaro. The amount of work Ayamaro has done in Rocio's life is huge. You cannot underestimate what Ayamaro has invested in Rocio's life. Ayamaro has dedicated a lot of money, a lot of effort. He's really sacrificed himself for the sake of Rocio and the son. And for you to give in all that effort, and Rocio doesn't see as if there's something that has been done. I mean, even if it were me, I am Marwa, I would be pissed off. If I am Marwa, I would send my goons to go attacking as well. But the reality is, I don't know how, I don't even understand how I am Marwa never saw this. But there's a hint I know for sure. Do you remember there's a time Mayamaro came and said, he's changing the email address of his company because of many becauses, but he changed the email address of the tour and travel company for the Land Cruiser, that business for tourism. He actually changed the email address. And I believe the reason as to why he changed that email address is because initially that is a company that was supposed to be managed by Rocio. But now when Rocio traveled, maybe Ayamaro kind of felt it cannot work because Rocio is going to have too much power, collect the money, manage everything, but she's not there with him. But all along, I believe Ayamaro was at least trying to see if he can settle and have a family and do all those things. Well, we haven't yet received the official report about their breakup or their makeup or their whatever. I don't care about. I don't care about none of them. All I care about is Africans be treated like Africans. Black people in that village be treated like with dignity. That's all I care about. People like Max Bryan and Mosabi are given the respect they deserve. All the employees, they're given the respect they deserve. That's all I care about. And Maisha, of course. Maisha is black, for information. Sad because as a black kid is going to grow up in Argentina. Argentina, if you study the history of Argentina and black people, you are gonna have to kind of feel a little bit uncomfortable about Maisha growing up in that place. He's the only black person in that place. I don't know how he's going to be treated. The good thing is maybe his dad has some money, and the life of his dad and the life of his mom is predominantly mostly here online. So I know for sure there's in one way or the other they're going to reconnect. Him, Marwa and Maisha are going to reconnect with each other, which I would be happy because listen, as much as we may not be fanatics of Marwa and baby mama, the one person who is innocent in all this is Maisha. And we cannot try to bring Maisha in all this whole drama for the sake of content. We hope for the best for our black kid. And we pray that Maisha is going to have the best life. Whether he is staying with the mom at the moment, I don't know. But I don't know how old is Rocio because to some extent she's being childish. She's trying to throw the strong, independent woman card so that people can resonate with her situation and kind of feel pity for her and start sending donations. But the message she sent, you're gonna have to go and watch other reactors. I'm not limited to telling people not to go and watch other reactors for that message she sent, courtesy of IG, Instagram. She called you people who love Ayamaro so much, you people who worship Ayamaro so much, you people who follow Ayamaro, you're so pious, you follow Ayamaro like it's a religion. She actually called you out. She told you, hey, you guys, F off. She just threw a middle finger at you. And this is amazing. of Valentine's. I don't think Ayamaro sent any gift. No wishes, no nothing. Same thing with Rocio. Yet they are partners. All along since Rocio went to Argentina, Ayamaro has been saying, my wife, Rocio, my wife, Rocio, my wife, Rocio. Being a simp as a man is going to cost you a lot. May these unfoldings between Ayamaro and Rocio be a very huge lesson for all of us. Every single man being a simp does not benefit you. Nonetheless, I'm going to say this. If someone is your wife, then you have a responsibility to take care of her. If you can, make her happy. There's nothing wrong with that. But also understand your limits. Be honest with yourself. Because you can't always do everything all the time. You have to be real with yourself. You are living in a very, very realistic world. On the flip side, I think that could be the best thing that has happened to Ayamaro, because at this point I think the dude needs to be checked really hard. He needs some reality checks here and there so that he can make moves and changes that are going to help him moving forward. The guy is that 5 years old, but he should be thinking, well, a little bit more smarter, considering he has traveled so many countries. This thing of pushing forth and back with Rocio, there's a lot of immaturity, especially now. You see, if he's going to push forth and back and forth with other girlfriends that he has had in the past, that one is kind of understandable. But with Rocio, a lady who already has a kid with him, I think it will be a little bit wiser to just shut up, shut everything off, let everything flow. If he allows everything to flow, things will just align themselves effortlessly. Remember, Rocio lives in a junkyard. She lives in a garage. She's not going to make a lot of moves. She's a spendthrift. She loves spending money. Right now, that money is not even flowing. While she was living at Villa Magellan, she was living at a villa. There's a Mercedes Benz, there's a Land Cruiser, there's money coming. Yeah, money was dropping. Shikide, that's what the Tanzanians say. Shikide, mula, money, pesa, dollar, euro. Money was flowing. But now that she's living in that junkyard back at Argentina and calling off Marwa Fanatics. In other words, calling Marwa Fanatics, it's only that she's not, she's being politically correct. When you study the Argentinian history, in other words, she's calling you niggers, she's calling you monkeys, she's calling you niggers. She's stamping what Donald Trump did to the Obamas. She doesn't look like you. She doesn't look at you and think like your people. She looks at you and thinks, how pathetic could these people be? And right now, the fact that the black money is not flowing in Argentina, the fact that she's not receiving money in Argentina, is pissing her off. Because they being Valentine's, she would have wanted to be in a situation where she's traveling, she's taking her kid to places, but money is not flowing, and the husband is also not sending money. Because the husband, sometimes I also agree with Ayamaro. Why send the money? Don't withhold the money. You need to travel to South Africa and all the other countries. Sometimes I'm gonna have to stand with Ayamaro. I don't like him, but I also agree. Bro, and I've always said here, Ayamaro, one of the huge and massive responsibilities you guys have is representing our race. Representing our race in the best way possible. You cannot have a huge following. You cannot have all that power that you have right now and refuse to become responsible, because one of the big responsibilities you have is to protect the image of the African man, is to protect the image of the black person. And here, the only thing I agree with you is, if Rocio doesn't want to play the wife, then I am Marwa, don't play the husband. You just play the father. And again, one of the aspects of being a father is hanging out with your son, Maisha. In one or the other, you guys are gonna have to come to sit down and rethink everything. Because, I don't know. Maisha is good that she's with the mom and the relatives, but again, I feel that Maisha would also feel good if he blends in with the African culture. The only problem is the kind of things that are being exposed about Nebo Hansel right now. They are very negative. They are things you will not even want to be associated with. If there was that African, the kind of Africa, there's the beauty side of Africa that Ayamaro has honestly refused to show, because it does not have drama. The glamorous side of Africa does not have drama. To him, it's fake. To the sister, it's fake. To the bro, to the small bro, it's fake. But there's the glamorous side of Africa that Ayamaro has refused to show. And probably that's one of the aspects Rocio is looking at and thinking, I cannot allow my son to grow in such kind of an environment. Does that sit well with him? I don't know. But that message that was sent to Marwa Fanatics, it's not going to sit well with majority of those fanatics. I cannot wait. Today is on a Sunday, 15th Feb 2026. I cannot wait to see how Ayamaro is going to respond to that message and probably react to it, or even give us more drama. Again, we are really expecting a lot of drama, because yesterday there were things that happened in that village. You all understand, Gintu recorded something that Ayamaro did not want posted, because Ayamaro is the one who runs the narratives in that village. So there's a lot that is going to be given. Ayamaro tonight's live by Ayamaro is going to be fireworks. I expect a lot of fireworks from that guy. Other than that, that's all the news I have from me, from this news desk today. There's a lot that's going to be coming. Anytime, any small information that I'm going to be getting, I'm going to be giving it right now. I'm not even going to waste any more time. I need to upload like 50 videos per day, because I'm here. I'm going to do this. I'm going to be so free for a couple of weeks, so you better be sure I'm going to be giving a lot and a lot and a lot. I'll be posted up right here every single moment, every single time, and I'll be reacting to everything. As soon as I receive it, I'm decoding the message, adding in my perspective, trying to see who is right, who is wrong. But I don't care who is right, who is wrong, what is the truth. That's all I care about. And where do I stand with my truth? That's all I care about. Other than that, I'm really wishing a very lovely evening. It's already around 5 here in East Africa. So wherever you're watching this from, I'm really wishing you the best, and God bless you so much. Anyways, we need to ease a little bit. It's not a fight. It's not a fight. Ease. It's not a fight. We are not fighting. Even those who are going to comment negatively, call it BS, call it nonsense. It's not a fight. Is calm down. Okay? We are here to have fun. We are here to enjoy technology. I can record a video and I can upload it. At the end of the day, I just want the best. And by the way, if you haven't subscribed, kindly consider subscribing to my YouTube channel, Henry Alciad, and I'll be really grateful for that. Other than that, I'm really wishing you very good. See you in the next one.